Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to look at the McFarlane DC Multiverse Batman of Earth -22, The Infected. This is essentially the Batman who laughs right after he got infected and turned. He's still wearing his Batman costume from when he was a hero. So let's take a look at the packaging. As you can see at the top, 22 moving parts, McFarlane Toys, ages 12 plus, DC Multiverse, Batman of Earth -22, Infected. Here he's in the package. He has a Batarang, collector's card, and a display stand. One side of the pack, Batman of Earth -22, Infected from Dark Knight's Metal. Other side, Batman of Earth -22, Infected. The bottom, got a bunch of credits, and there is a barcode, in case that helps anybody. And on the back, here's a figure posed up, looking quite crazy, I might add. I got this figure from GameStop.com. It's in stock right now. If you want him, get him. I bet he'll be everywhere soon. So no further ado, let's open him up. And here's the Batman Who Laughs dressed as Batman, next to the first release of the Batman Who Laughs by McFarlane. Then, with McFarlane's second release of the Batman Who Laughs, this is the Sky Tyrant version. And finally, next to the other release of the Batman Who Laughs, this is a straight re-release of the first version. This is then the Batman Who Laughs and Robin Crow's 4-pack. Alright, now that we have this figure out of the package, here he is with all his accessories laid out. He does come with a large oversized Batarang, a collector's card, and a display stand. But before we take a look at those, let's talk about and check out the actual figure. So this is Batman of Earth -22, more commonly known as the Batman Who Laughs. This is the Batman Who Laughs dressed as Batman. When I first heard and saw that they were going to make this figure, I thought it was the Batman Who Laughs, dressed up as Batman, sort of mocking him. But I don't think it's that simple. This is actually, I believe, the Batman Who Laughs right when he turned, right when he became infected. The story is, the Batman Who Laughs was Bruce Wayne of Earth -22, upbringing very similar to the Bruce Wayne of our current Earth. Parents got killed in an alleyway. He vowed to stop crime. Many years later, the Joker realized he was dying to the same chemicals that made him the man he is, and he was going to go out with a bang. He killed Batman's entire rogues gallery, then he killed Commissioner Gordon. He ended up paralyzing Batman, captured him, bombed a hospital, made Batman watch, and then he forced Batman to watch a bunch of children as Joker killed their parents. This caused Batman to go over the edge. He snapped, got up, broke Joker's neck. Little did he know, Joker had put some sort of toxin into his heart, so as soon as he died, it would infect somebody. That person was Batman. This is how he became Batman the Infected, and then the Batman Who Laughs. That being said, let's take a look at him. Start with his face here. Batman cowl. And it looks pretty good. I like the length of the ears, sort of personality in the brow there. Eyes all white, but of course he has this pale flesh and this big Joker smile on his head. This could work as a nice Jokerized Batman Infected, or a Man Who Laughs mocking Batman, or a Man Who Laughs right when he's turned, all kind of stuff. Big green bat signal, looks pretty cool. I would love to see this guy repainted, how that would look. Utility belt, big pouches, bat symbol on the front. Suit has nice texturing. You can see the different parts, although they almost seem like they don't match here. Going further down, double jointed knees, double jointed elbows. He has that new style elbow joint. It's not a ball joint, a lot more seamless, but functions pretty much the same. And same with the ankles. No ugly ball joint. Much better looking legs. I love that McFarlane is continually improving. Cape looks good. It's sort of tattered up. I like seeing those holes in there. Nice little detail. Inside, lime green. And just a closer look at his face and head sculpt. Looks really good. Definitely has a Joker vibe to it. It's a pretty nice Batman body. He's very lean and tall. A lot of the Batmans, like the Hush and Three Jokers Batman, pretty thick and muscular. Batman has been drawn in many different ways. Sometimes it's nice to have a little bit of a leaner Batman. I would be really curious to see this guy repainted into some standard colors. and a normal Batman head thrown on this guy. McFarlane gives us some really nice Batman bodies on some of the most unusual Batman figures. Both these guys have really nice sculpt and articulation schemes. It can be very nice for some of you customizers and kit bashers out there. Now let's take a look at his accessories, and let's start off with the boring stuff. Here's his display stand. Typical McFarlane stand, black perfect circle, says DC at the bottom. It's got one peg for the pegals on his feet, very thin, very basic. Here's his collector's card. As you can see, it's an image of the action figure, the Batman who laughs. He's running toward you. Lighting's pretty good. Looks creepy. Batman of Earth -22 infected from Dark Knight's metal. On the backside, there is a description. If you want to read that, go ahead and pause now. Now let's look at his Batarang. This thing is giant, way oversized. I kind of overlooked it because I thought it was maybe the Batman who laughs with a big, large, gimmicky Batarang. But, I don't know, McFarlane does have a really bad habit of making their accessories crazy big for their figures. I mean, the shape's okay. Lime green, very appropriate for this painted action figure. Here's the Batman who laughs, holding and getting ready to throw his Batarang. Thing is gigantic. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at both the figure and his accessory, now let's check out his height. From bottom to the top of his head, staying at about 7.1 inches tall, which can translate to about 18 centimeters. And if you go to the top of the ears, about 7.3 inches tall. Now let's check out his articulation. Starting with his head here, of course it can rotate from side to side. He can look up about that far, down about that far. Pretty impressive there. Can tilt his head from one side to the other, giving him a good amount of personality. Shoulders on a ball joint, goes up about 90 degrees. Up, down, around, all that good stuff. He's got the McFarlane butterfly joint thing. Gives him a little extra range of motion there, covers up the gap. Bicep cut below that. Double jointed elbows. His wrist is that new style. Rotates, no problem. And hinged. Ball joint his torso. Rotate around, forward and back. Another ball joint his waist. Rotate around, forward and back. Giving him pretty good range of motion in his torso area. Legs only go out about this far. Not a ball joint, but a similar type concept. Rotation's pretty much non-existent. They go forward about that far, not too much. Back, not at all. Double jointed knees. And his ankle here, that new style. Not those ugly ball joints. Very seamless. Forward and back. Rotate. Tilt. Rock. And toe articulation. And as usual, Batman is chasing the Joker through his lair. At one point, the Joker gets the upper hand. He's able to inject Batman with something. It paralyzes his body, but it keeps him mentally awake. That way, he can force Batman to watch whatever he wants. The Joker's plan at this point was to capture Batman. He's done that. Batman is laying helpless in the chair. Joker doesn't even have to tie him up. He's completely paralyzed, but he's conscious. Joker has several children. He's forcing them to watch him kill their parents. And that's not even the worst part. Then he would spray the kids with this permanent, irreversible Joker toxin, causing the kids to get sick and die. The Joker did this with another set of parents and their kid, and then with yet another family, and after doing this several times, murdering several children's parents in front of them, turning them into orphans, a very sensitive spot for Batman. With all of his courage and might, he regains mental stability, breaks free of the paralyzing agent. Batman pounces on the Joker and starts beating him to a bloody pulp. Batman just beats Joker, senseless, and you know what? He's done with this thing. This endless war with the Joker, he's had enough. Batman snaps his neck, killing the Joker, and right when this happens, his heart releases this Joker toxin. It infects Batman, and then he becomes the Batman who laughs. Over the next several days, The Batman's allies notice he's acting a little strange. The Joker personality is starting to take over. The Batman Who Laughs is essentially a hybrid of the Batman and Joker. All the intelligence and strategy of Bruce Wayne and Batman, and all the cunning, sinister aspects of the Joker. What a horrible combination. He did later go back for those 4 children, and they became his initial Robin Crows. Now let's check him out, next to some other action figures, starting off with some other Batman Who Laughs figures. Here he is, next to the standard, the Batman Who Laughs. This guy was in the first assortment of McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. Then, next to the Batman Who Laughs with wings, the Sky Tyrant version. And I took the Batman Who Laughs from the Robin Crows 4-pack, I swapped his head with the Sky Tyrant version. That way I have this screaming one without the wings, giving me 3 different The Batman Who Laughs figures. And now, next to the DC Direct, animated, Batman The Adventures Continue, The Batman Who Laughs. Here's my entire collection of The Batman Who Laughs, or Batman from Earth -22 action figures. Now let's check him out, next to some other McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. Here he is, with the Dark Knight's Metal team. He actually looks pretty cool with them. They all have their sort of makeshift bat costumes. Add in the Grim Knight, the Dark Father, and Robin King, and you have a whole hell of a lot of evil Bruce Wayne figures. And here, with the Robin Crow figures, every Batman needs his Robin. And those aren't all the evil Batman action figures McFarlane has given us. McFarlane seems to specialize in evil Batman figures. Here's Omega. He's from the Last Night on Earth. This is from a potential future where Bruce Wayne became a totalitarian dictator. And the Thomas Wayne Flashpoint Batman, he's sort of an evil Batman at times. He didn't start out that way, but I believe he's the reason that Alfred is dead in the main comic continuity right now. He's going to fit in nicely with the other Infected figures. Infected Superman, Batman, Nightwing, and Shazam. Most of which are from different various stories. Here he is, next to 4 different Batman figures from the comics. Then, with some more Batman figures, all from his various appearances in the comics. And now, with some Batman figures from different various forms of media. Now let's check him out, next to some other recently released McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. Here he is, next to the 2 most recent Mega figures, Man-Bat and Killer Croc. Then, next to the Batman vs. Hush 2-pack. And here he is, next to John Kent Superboy and Red Robin. Then, next to Ghostmaker and the single release of the Hush. And here he is, next to the Arkham Knight and Grifter. And now, next to the TV Flash and the comic Godspeed. And here, with the most recently released Injustice 2 figures, Green Arrow and Reverse Flash. Then, next to the Walmart exclusive Wally West Flash and all-gold Anti-Crisis Wonder Woman. And finally, next to the gold label variant of the Todd McFarlane designed Wonder Woman, and the gold label variant of the Batman's Catwoman. Now let's check him out, next to some action figures from different various companies, to see how he fits in both scale and style-wise, in case you want to know which lines you can mix him with. Since he's a McFarlane figure, they're typically the 7-inch scale. I'm going to start off my comparisons with some of the larger action figure lines I collect, and work my way smaller. But first, we're going to check him out with some of his McFarlane Toys brothers. In front of you are 5 different action figure lines, all from McFarlane Toys, all 7-inch scale. Then, next to some more McFarlane Toys, these are from different various video game properties. And now, with some Jack-specific wrestling figures. And here he is, next to some DST or Diamond Select toys. Then, next to some DC Direct and DC Collectibles Batman figures. And here, with some NECA Batman figures. Then, next to some Mattel wrestling figures. And now, with some Jazzwares AEW wrestlers. And here he is, next to some Mezco 112 Collective Batman figures. Then, with some Mattel DC Universe Classics and Multiverse Batman figures. And here, next to some Mafex Batman figures. Then, next to some Hasbro Marvel Legends. And here he is, next to some SH Figure Arts Batman figures. And finally, next to some Jazzwares Fortnite figures. Overall, he's a pretty cool figure, but is he necessary? Not really. I would say the Batman Who Laughs, in his regular leather outfit, that one is necessary for the collection. He's a new established Batman villain. This one here looks good, articulation is excellent, accessory is stupid. paint job and sculpt are great, but do you really need him? Do you really need the Batman Who Laughs dressed as Batman? The answer is no, unless you're a hardcore Batman collector like myself, or a completionist like myself again. You can probably pass on this guy. He does look good, face is nice, the color scheme is good, the green really pops on this guy. If I were to rate this guy, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10, mostly because I could have passed on him as it's a character that I already have the main look for, and I don't really need him in a bat costume, but it is still cool nonetheless. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.